Ramaniya Vishesha Shobha Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Andani Yasa Sakale Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Gaganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami 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 Sri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Vakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Vakati Sadma Bando Mui Savadhana Mate Bando Mui Savadhana Mate Jahara Prashade Bai Eva Vatori Jai Jahara Prashade Bai He Bhavatori Jai Krishna Prapti Yaha Hoite Krishna Prapti Yaha Hoite Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Shitete Koriya Aikya Guru Mukha Padma Vakya Shitete Koriya Aikya Arna Kori Ho Mane Asha Arna Kori Ho Mane Asha Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Shri Guru Charane Rati Aise Uttama Gati Je prasade pure sarva asha Je prasade pure sarva asha Kaksudan dilo je jamne jamne Prabhu se Kaksudan dilo je jamne jamne Prabhu se Divya Jan Hirde Prokasito Divya Jan Hirde Prokasito Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinyasa Jate Prema Bhakti Jaha Hoite Avidya Vinyasa Jate Vedegai Jahara Karito Vedegai Jahara Karito Shri Guru Charuna Sinu Arhama Janara Bandhu Shri Guru Karuna Sinhu Arhama Janara Bandhu Lokenath Lokerajivana Srila Prabhupada Lokerajivana Haha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Haha Prabhu Koro Doya Deho More Pada Chaya Eve Jash Gushuk Tribubana Ebe Jash Kushuk Tribubana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Srila Prabhupada Patita Pavana Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pachkatya Deshatarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Kala Chandi Radha Kala Chandi Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Kala Chandi Radha Kala Chandi Shri Radhe. Jaya Prabhupada, Jila Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada. Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol. Nitai Gora Hari Bol, Nitai Gora Hari Bol.
Shishimad, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, ISKCON Founder Acharya, Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai, Nantakoti Vaishnavinda Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai, Premsikaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Dvaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasari Gaur Bhaktivinda Ki Jai, Shri Radha Chandra Gopa Gopinath, Shamakund Radhakund Giri Govardhan Ki Jai, Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Shri Mayapur Dham Ki Jai, Shri Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai, Shri Radha Chandra Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Maya Ki Jai, Yamuna Maya Ki Jai, Tulsi Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Shri Harinam Sankirtan Yagya Ki Jai. All glories to some devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to some devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to some devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Do you need me to fix it? You got it? Good morning, everybody. Hare Krishna. Welcome to Shri Shri Radha Kalashani Dham, morning Srimad Bhagavatam class. Today we're reading from Canto 3, Chapter 1. We're going to go through text 26 through 45, and we'll be focusing on text 44. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradari. Yashoda Nandana Brajajana Ranjana. Yamuna Tiravanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Krishna Hare Hare. Shri Shri Radhamadava ki jai. Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devyam Sarasvatim Visyam Tato Jayam Mudirayat. Before reciting the Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayan, unto Narayan Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Nashta Prayasha Abreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamasloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. By regular attendance in classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of the service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome in the heart is almost completely destroyed, and the loving service unto the person of Godhead whose praise with transcendental songs is established as an irrevocable fact. Omigan Timarandasya Gananjana Salakaya Shakshuran Vityam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. I was born in the darkness of ignorance, and my spiritual master opened my eyes with the torchlight of knowledge. I offer my respectful obeisances unto him. Good morning, everybody. So, this morning for Srimad Bhagavatam, we have one main theme, and we got three sub-themes, you could say. One of them is being Uddhava. So, yesterday we heard about Vidura, quite a bit about Vidura, and he meets Uddhava. And so, we'll learn a little bit about who Uddhava is. So one, Uddhava. Second theme is the purpose of the Lord's appearance. So Vidura is going to ask some questions of Uddhava. Or he starts with around 44, starts talking about the appearance, the purpose of the Lord's appearance. And then third is Krishna's relationship with the Yadus. Can we remember these three? Because I will ask them at the end. This is giving you the answer before it. Okay? Uddhava, the purpose of the Lord's appearance, and Krishna's relationship with the Yadus. So, can we turn to text 44, please? Yes, please. Yes, please. "44. Ajashjan matopata nashnya." Oops. Wait, the Ajashjan, can you give me the meter? Thank you. Ajasya janmot patana shanaya. Ajasya janmot patahana shanaya. Karmani akutur grahanaya puspam. Karmani akrutur grahanaya puspam. Grahanaya puspam. Navanyata korati deha yogam. Navanyata korati deha yogam. Paraguna muta karma tantam. Paraguna namuta karma tantram. Please chant. Ajasya janmot patana sanaya. Karmina kturu grananaya pusam. Navanyatra korati deha yogam. Paraguna mututar kankatamam. Karmanya kutir granaya puspam. Nanantya korarati deha yogam. Paragunam uttakaram tataram. Okay, we'll read the translation together, please. Or not the translation, but the synonyms, please. Ajyasha, of the unborn. Janma, appearance. Utapanashana, for the sake of annihilating the upstarts. Kamani, works. Akruti, of one who is nothing. Grahanya, to take up. Pusam, of all persons. Nanyu anatya, otherwise. Kaha, who. Arhati, may deserve. Deha yogam, contact of the body. Para, transcendental. Gunam, of the three modes of nature. Uta, what to speak of. Karma, tantram, the law of action and reaction. Can you talk in the mic, if you would? Thank you.
The appearance of the Lord is manifested for the annihilation of the upstarts. His activities are transcendental and are enacted for the understanding of all persons. Otherwise, since the Lord is transcendental to all material modes, what purpose could he serve by coming to earth?
So this is Vidura, and he's talking to Uddhava. He just met Uddhava, and so he's asking him this question. Who is Uddhava? Uddhava is a very interesting character in the Srimad Bhagavatam. In the 11th canto, there's the Uddhava Gita. So we have Bhagavad Gita. What does Bhagavad Gita mean? The song of God, right? Song of God? Is that what you said? Yeah. The song of the Lord. Yes, song of God, song of the Lord. So the Uddhava Gita is the song of Uddhava. And so this will be in the canto 11. So Uddhava, in the 10th canto, we hear about his friendship with Lord Krishna. So Uddhava is the cousin of Krishna. But he's not just the cousin. Him and Krishna are very good friends. And Krishna, well, he's been away from Vrindavan for quite a while. And when he left, he told everybody, the inhabitants, it won't be too long. But Krishna had a lot of things to do, and he was, anyways, taking his time doing those things. And so after some time, he thought, oh, the inhabitants of Vrindavan must be missing me. And they were, very, very much. So he thought, what I'll do is I'll send my friend Uddhava, I'll send him with a note. And he can, he can take that note and it will express my missing the inhabitants of Vrindavan. So Uddhava was glad to do it, being Krishna's friend. And so when Uddhava came to Vrindavan, he first met with Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda. And Nanda Maharaj and Mother Yashoda were so happy to see Uddhava because he reminded them of Krishna. And when talking between Nanda and Uddhava, they spent all night speaking about what Krishna was up to. Then later, Uddhava met with the gopis, Krishna's girlfriends. And when they saw Uddhava, Uddhava looks almost exactly like Krishna. Same complexion, long arms, beautiful hair. But the gopis could immediately tell there was something off. So this person looks like Krishna, but he's not Krishna. He must be a great devotee of Krishna. And so, understanding that Krishna was a great devotee, or Uddhava was a great devotee of Krishna, they started inquiring Uddhava about what Krishna was up to. And Uddhava also had the note from Krishna. So, that's Uddhava. Does anybody have anything else to add about Uddhava? No? Okay, go ahead.
Okay, my question is, did Krishna have a harem?
You have what?
A harem? Harem?
A harem?
A harem?
A harem?
Yeah, it's like polyamory.
Polyam? Yes. So
Okay.
this is the highest form of love in this world. But in this world, polyamory is
Looked down upon.
yes, very much so, because it's perverted. In the spiritual world, we can understand that things are flipped. And so this highest form of love, or this most intense love, is shared with Krishna and the gopis. In this material world, it's understood that Srila Prabhupada has given us 4 regular principles. These regular principles are meant to give us Jai Shri Shri Radha Kalashanji. These 4 regular principles are meant to help ourselves peer in the sense of that we can start to understand Krishna and his pastimes, his name, and his form. And so one of those principles is to not have illicit sex or illicit connections. So in this material world, that flip of the greatest love being the most perverted love, it is detrimental to our spiritual life. It becomes part of our sense gratification. And so what Srila Prabhupada asked of his devotees when they had these relationships, boyfriends and girlfriends or this or that, he said, no, he says, get married, that's okay, and just live a regular family life. Go ahead, you have something else to say? Mm. 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 The problem with love in this material world is Srila Prabhupada says with Krishna we have devotional service. So he often used this word devotional service because the word love is often misunderstood. Love, often in this material world, translates to lust because it's about our sense gratification, or gratifying our senses. And instead, in the spiritual world, devotional service is about connecting with Krishna in the sense of service. Nobody's thinking about their own self. So in the sense of in this material world, these different relationships, there's scriptures given to explain how we can do things so to give us the best situation to get out of the material world. So Srila Prabhupada's helping us by understanding that these relationships, what they do is they often create lust, or there's lust with the heart, and it gets in the way of our spiritual life. Yes, Dina. Yeah, there's actually, what I'm thinking is maybe you and Esther can speak about it more after, because I have a lot of other things and stuff like that. I don't want to derail the class too much, but I really appreciate the question. It's a great question, and it's often discussed. Okay, Can we go to the purport of 44? And can we read the first paragraph, please?
Ishvara Parama Krishna Sachidananda Vigraha Brahma Samhita 5.1. The form of the Lord is eternal, blissful, and all-satisfying. This so-called birth is therefore an appearance only, like the birth of the sun on the horizon. His birth does not, like that of the living entities, take place under the influence of material nature and the bondage of the reactions of past deeds. His works and activities are independent pastimes and are not subject to the reactions of material nature. In Bhagavad Gita 4.14 it is said, Namam kamani limpanti name karma phale spraha iti mamyo bhajananti karma birna samajati. The law of karma enacted by the Supreme Lord for the living entities cannot be applicable to him, nor has the Lord any desire to improve himself by activities like those of ordinary living beings.
So one of our themes is the purpose of the Lord's appearance, right? And so Srila Prabhupada in this purport, in the first paragraph, is explaining, he first wants to establish who Krishna is in a sense of why his appearance is so important. So in Bhagavad Gita 9:11, we just read, right? Krishna says that fools deride me when I come to this material world, thinking of me as a normal person, right? So Srila Prabhupada is establishing that Krishna isn't like a normal human being and that he isn't contaminated by material nature. He's the creator of material nature. For instance, if there's a manufacturer and an engineer and they create a car, is that engineer or manufacturer subject to its creation? Does the car start telling the driver, I want to go to the store and grab something to eat? That's ridiculous, right? It doesn't say, I guess you could say that it turns on a light and says we need oil or something, or we need gas and stuff like that. But in the sense of as the car is never, or the creation is never in control of the creator. So similarly, Krishna created material nature. It says, Aham sarvasya prabhavo mata samvaram pravartate. All the spiritual and material worlds, they emanate from me. Everything emanates from me. So Krishna is saying, I'm the controller, I'm the creator of this material nature. And Srila Prabhupada is saying, how can Krishna be subject to his creation? Some people say that I am God, you are God, we are all God. And they say, just right now, we just can't remember we're God. They said, but after some experience, we'll remember that we're God. But if we're God, how are we subject to the creation? How are we subject to material nature? So we know that we cannot be God as in the Supreme Person, because we are subject in this material world to material nature. It's like a puppet controlling our actions. So, we understand that Krishna, he comes down. He's not like a normal human being. And that's the most important thing of his appearance, is that we understand this. Paragraph 2, please. So that last sentence, right, Srila Prabhupada reinforces that Krishna is not subject to Maya. Before in this paragraph, Srila Prabhupada is explaining that Krishna's coming down, his first purpose of coming down is to act and do wonderful activities. Why is he doing wonderful activities? To attract the minds of who? The devotees, people who are interested in Krishna. People are seeking out the truth. They want to know what the absolute truth is. And so they start seeking out, what is that? And so Krishna says, well, here I am. I'm doing these magnificent activities. Krishna means the all-attractive, right? And he has 6 opulences in full. What is one of those opulences? Renunciation? What? Beauty? Jose? Fame? Leela? Do you know one? Carmen? Knowledge? Wealth? And what's the last one? Strength, right? So when you walk in the store and you see these magazines, right? You're walking through the check stand, and they say the top 10 blank of this world. And what does it have to do with? It has to do with these attractions. The top 10 most famous people in the world, the top 10 most beautiful people in the world, top 50 most attractive people in the world. Bam! Everybody's so interested in these different opulences, right? So as devotees of Lord, Krishna being the all-attractive, we're interested in the opulences of Lord. We're not interested. Yesterday, Kalakanta Prabhu was speaking about idol worship, right? He was talking about how the idol worship, we start looking at people and start to appreciate their qualities more than anything. And we want to be like them and stuff, which is okay, but it's not the highest truth. So the highest truth, though, is Krishna is representing all these qualities in full. And so we're looking at him to see what's the most attractive, what's the most strong, powerful. And so we get these wonderful stories like Govardhan Hill. So Govardhan Hill, he lifts the whole hill with his left hand and holds it on his pinky. Because it's raining, it's pouring out, and the inhabitants of Vrindavan need shelter. And so Krishna lifts it. We can go on about the stories. Srila Prabhupada also mentions the story of Putna, and how Krishna sucked the life air out of Putna. So he's done so many wonderful activities so to attract the attention of the devotees. Paragraph 3, please, would somebody read? So Srila Prabhupada again in the last sentence establishes Krishna is not material. He's Satchidananda. However, in the paragraph he gives his second purpose. And what's that second purpose? Anybody? Anybody besides Drista? Because he gets everything. And I appreciate it so much. But I'm wondering if somebody else heard what the second purpose is. That was the second paragraph. The third paragraph, he gives something else. Or the last paragraph is the second purpose. He said, Krishna, Srila Prabhupada, to annihilate the asuras. What are the asuras, Jose? Asuras are demons. So Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita 4:8, I come to deliver the pious, annihilate the miscreants, and to reestablish religious principles, right? So it's interesting enough that Krishna, through annihilating the miscreants, it's also his pastimes too. So we mentioned yesterday in Bhagavad Gita class, some of you who were there, Kalakanta Prabhu was mentioning why did Krishna appear in this world? Specifically, what was the pastime? And do you remember him mentioning that Mother Earth was disturbed by the forces of Earth? So Mother Bhumi, or Mother Earth, she's overburdened by the demonic forces. And so she's sad. So she goes to Lord Brahma, and she says, Lord Brahma, help me, basically. He says, okay, let me go talk to Lord Vishnu. And Lord Vishnu says, yes. He says, I will come help. And he says, I'll appear in the Yadu dynasty. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask everybody to start taking their births now and get ready for my pastimes, get ready for my activities. So many devotees are coming from the spiritual world to get ready for Krishna's appearance in the material world. And so this brings us to the third theme, is the third theme being the Krishna's relationship with the Yadus. And this is the text, what text is it through? 27 to 41. Yes? The Yadus are the they're in relationship with Arjun, Bhima, and those are Pandus. Okay, so the Yadus. Oh my gosh, I just blanked. Krishna's family, yes, but it's interesting. Yes, so the Yadus are Krishna's family, and in Krishna's family are the Pandavas, right? So we'll see the Pandavas are being described too. Also, yes. Yes, yes, and that's Vidura. Vidura is also the brother-in-law, right, of Krishna. Anyways, let's not go on there. I'll have to do my researches. I'm getting a little mixed up here, but anyways, so the verses 27 through 41, Krishna is going to describe his relationship, Vidura is going to ask about members of the Yadu dynasty. And so, why is Vidura inquiring about the Yadus? Does anybody have any thoughts on why he would inquire? Remember, Vidura is a completely purified soul. He has no interest in mundane things. He has no interest in just material, sentimental attachments. So why is he asking about the relationships with the Yadus, if they're part of his family? Trista, you had a thought? Mm. Mm. Yes. Yeah. So why is he asking about if Vidura is pure, why is he asking about this family? Is he just being sentimental in the sense of like, I want to know what's going on? Dina? Yes. These are the pastimes of Krishna, right? Right? Okay. So, the pastimes of Krishna are completely transcendental. So these stories and these people who are related to Krishna, because they're attached to Krishna, they also bring transcendental bliss. Anything related to Krishna brings spiritual upliftment. And so Vidura, loving Krishna so much, he also wants to know about the other people. He wants to know about the people that are related to Krishna. So let's go to 27. And we're going to go through this pretty quick because we're about out of time. Text 27. Okay, let's just go through it. So we see Vyasadeva. Who's Vyasadeva? Who? No, Vasudeva. Excuse me. Krishna's father. So he's asking about Krishna's father. And you'll read in Krishna's pastime about Krishna's father in so many different ways. Let's keep on going down. It says right here, the commander-in-chief of the Yadus, who was Cupid in a former life, said that Krishna is always accompanied by Cupid in his pastimes. I mean, not all of them, but when he appears and stuff, he brings Cupid. Isn't that interesting? Cupid, yes. Krishna's son. Pradumna, yes. Let's keep going down. Go to the next one. Next one. If you see one and you say, oh, look, there's a story I know. Go ahead. Go up one. Ugrasena is Krishna's grandfather. And Dhritarashtra actually kicks him out, right? Kamsa, excuse me, yes. Kamsa, who's his father-in-law, Ugrasena is his father-in-law, right? Father. Uncle? I don't think... Janaki, Ugrasena is younger or older than Kamsa? So, okay. I got it. Vasudev's father is Ugrasena, right? And Kamsa took over the kingdomship. Yes, and so when Kamsa takes over the kingdom, he puts Ugrasena into prison. Let's keep going. Samba. What is the story of Samba? So Samba's name means what? It's very interesting. He's really attached to his mother. Basically means mother's, he's a mama's boy. But Samba, he stole one of the daughters. Who did Samba marry? Anybody remember? They stole one of the daughters, and actually his own family's members get mad at him. Do you remember? And so it's Bhima, Arjuna, and I can't remember who else, go to fight Samba. And he fights so valiantly that after a while they say, okay, he's worthy of our daughter. Pretty cool. Okay, so we're at 8:20. My point in saying this is, sorry it was a little bit rough. I apologize for that. I could polish up my Krishna book. That's for dang sure. I haven't read it for a while. The point is that these relatives are attached to Krishna, and so therefore they're part of Krishna Lila. And Krishna Lila, Krishna's pastimes, are all attractive. They're attracting the mind of the devotees. And so a person like Vidura, who's completely spiritual, he also is inquiring about these different pastimes. And so when we read Srimad Bhagavatam and Krishna book and these different pastimes, it's really interesting because you'll read through Srimad Bhagavatam and you'll hear about these characters. And you'll remember the story. You know, oh, I remember that story. It was like this and like this and this. But you can see somebody who hasn't read Srimad Bhagavatam enough, we kind of struggle with it. But the more and more we read Srimad Bhagavatam, the more and more we'll hear the names, and the more and more we start to have Srimad Bhagavatam consciousness, which is no different than Krishna consciousness. Okay, we talked about Uddhava. What was the other thing? One of the other themes? And why? And what was the last one? Krishna's relation with the Yadus. Okay, are there any questions, comments, concerns? If we could put our phones away. Any questions, thoughts, comments? Yes. Hmm. Let's look at Krishna. Yeah, it's very interesting. I don't know why, but it was interesting to me that the gopis, right when they hear, or right when they see Uddhava, they automatically know that he must be a great devotee of Krishna, because his looks are so, he looks so much like Krishna. So I was kind of attaching that if Uddhava looks so much, almost exactly like Krishna, and we understand that one of the liberations, forms of liberation, is to have bodily features like Krishna, then they could automatically understand that he was completely liberated and a devotee of Krishna. But I don't know the exact answer. It's interesting. I also thought of the same question. Also had the same question. Any other comments, questions, thoughts? Who is? I should have asked you this whole time. Yeah, okay. Say that one more time. The cousin brother of Krishna? Yes. Yes, the father's brother's son. I thought so. I was yeah, I was kind of remember that I thought at first I thought because he puts his own father in prison. It's like crazy. Like you put your own father in prison and like just shackle him up. Any other questions or comment? We have 6 more minutes. Yes, just mm. 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 Kulukunanda. Mm. 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 So also and then also the devotees of Krishna desiring other rasas with Krishna, they get an opportunity to do these things too, right? Some people want to be Krishna's. I'd like to be your parents, and so he says he has some arrangement where he says this person gets to be my parents. It's like, you have very famous or very famous people in this world, and they have their entourage or their posse, right? And wherever they go, they have their group of people. So Krishna similarly has his entourage. So when Brahma is requesting Krishna to come down, he says, "Okay, I'm going to go down." Everybody goes and gets ready for him. It's like a party planner. Somebody goes and gets everything set up, and everything gets set up so that when Krishna comes, everything's just nice. Okay. Very nice. Thank you, Prabhu. Any other questions, comments, thoughts? Yes. It was. Okay. She was asking about a relationship in paramour or somebody. So polyamory. Okay, that's different. Okay, so a relationship with somebody, but it's not sexually. It's just a loving relationship. No. I think I might have misunderstood your original question, so I want to apologize, but I think that Dina will clarify it and stuff. I think from the very beginning, I think I misunderstood a couple things that you said. And so, not that those answers weren't, anyways, but I'm sure it will get clarified. Okay. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaura Pramanande. Hari Hari Bol.